4K with 4 HP less at the end there towards B. Big hold for Mamonek. I mean, I've been actually thoroughly impressed with him throughout this BO3 series. The BO1s, it was kind of lackluster, wasn't really invested into it. But this BO3, he's really starting to play some good Counter-Strike, and it's great to see from him. As Liquid, ooh, look at these nades. You know what? I think there may be a present coming for Shazam in mid-window.
Let's see if he plays it again, though.
Yeah, it's Shazam, of course.
Luckily for him, he is. Let's see. Get out of there. He's seen it. And he does just barely get out of dodge there. Survives it with 9 HP. But Liquid don't know how low they brought him just yet. But anyway, for safety's sake, he's still going to back away and probably play towards Ticket for the rest of this round.
Looks like Sick is going to pick up where Shazam left off. As they're going to go for a little bit of a play with Twist here. His Deagle's, oh, didn't quite hit that jump. It looks like his toes were hanging on. But
no, I think Nitro backed up too quickly.
He should be able to get in here the window now, but it looks like he's just going to sit and allows players to work up connector. And Sick may get timing tier, maybe. Now he's going to have just a ton of Liquid members in his face in a 1-for-1. But Liquid need to get to site, and there's still a player CT and a player A ramp. There's a lot Liquid still need to do to make it as safe as possible for them here.
Sean spamming in, takes him a moment, but he does complete the kill on a twist. And the last two, interestingly enough, will head towards Sean here. They're going to shuffle out towards mid really quickly. And I think try to go for a faster cat play, but they've kind of trapped themselves in doing that because now Devo takes a position on the cross to connector. Stan will have to back up and wait more patiently here. I think he's looking for at least one kill from this ump, but can't make it happen. Sean executes a second player here to close out on the round, and Misfits do indeed get that 3-0 start.
Well, here we go. We'll see how much Misfits want to upgrade, because keep in mind, they ended that round with 3 SMGs and a FAMAS in their hands. Again, typically, you may see teams just not upgrade and hang on to these, and if they get a win with these weapons, it's just a massive bonus. And it looks like that is going to be the case. I mean, Sick will take the FAMAS, Shazam will get the AWP. So they're going to try to stick it out with this. This is the first rifle round. Many to come. And if Misfits, they seem to be starting off hot throughout every single game of this BO3 thus far. And it's the case that coming into this, the first rifle round is the first test.
Next thing we deployed early on here too. Shazam's going to get blinded out. So it's a good initiation by Stanislaw. The nade to follow it through, and that's going to send Shazam flying into the air. Great duel from Stan to get his team an early advantage in the first gun round.
And that's just great utility usage. He has his own pop flash. And he isolated Shazam. That's what you'll have to see from Stan. A man not known for his fragging prowess, but if he can keep doing that, certainly will make it easier for Twist and Elige on these entries. As Devadevek can make a play with his UMP. Them themselves are actually running out of utility. They have no more smokes on the CT side with 50 seconds. And it looks like Liquid are preparing for the A site. And Nitro will be the man to swing first.
Nitro's slowly lurking out here, but it's Devo to strike first from underneath. Sick's going to pick, wow, and they just completely destroy them. Devo even tries to go back underneath of the platform. Unfortunately, there's a molly there, so it's not going to be too easy at this point in time. And all that's alive is the one player that's actually managed to get a kill in this round. That's Stanislaw. He's going to try to lurk out the ramp here. Sick, however, still safely tucked away. Stan's seen him. Oh, the great transition, and he gets another one, too. Beautiful from Stanislaw. Now he's going to try to recover completely and win the 1v2 outright. But he's still going to lock down these last two players. The patience for the player connector pays off, and we see Stan even get off the bomb, too. He knew that that player connector was going to peak, so really smart play coming out from Stan in the round. Just unfortunately not enough to outright clutch it, so Misfits will still come out on top.
Great use of the UMP there from Devadevek to find Elysian towards Palace. The A-ramp players tried to molly Devo out, but then that's when Sick was able to swing from Firebox and get that just drop on them. As it's an early pause from Liquid, something we haven't really seen thus far. It's been 1 or 2 sprinkled in at times of desperate need, but nothing really early. So I think they want to stop Misfits from really getting comfortable early on in this game, knowing the impact of it. As it's going to be Liquid, again, it's just going to be pistols, of course. But Misfits, I've been very impressed with their start to these games. The mid-rounds is where, once Liquid start to string rounds together, is where they seem to get a little flustered. But aside from that, they have certainly been able to go toe-to-toe with the Liquid team.
The thing is, too, is this is the first time in quite a while, actually. I think this is the first time in both the maps where Misfits actually started out with the overall lead, too. I think in both of the previous two maps, Liquid have either got the 3-0, 4-0 start or whatever.
And then it's just Misfits
and then
string
Misfits
it, right?
just kind of string it from that point forward to come back. But Liquid keep a close score because they get those first few rounds for free. This time it's Misfits. The coin is flipped, so if Liquid don't immediately get their feet back on the ground and do what Misfits were doing in the last two maps, then this is going to become a very drastic scoreline very quickly. So we have to look for some quick adjustment on Team Liquid, and hopefully this pause helps them. Obviously, we're not going to see much of what was discussed in that pause come into effect until the next round, but they can still make a little bit work here, even with this minuscule buy.
Looks like they're going to be lining up some smokes towards A. The bomb is towards top mid, so very open to what Liquid can do here. As they'll throw a smoke towards A and then immediately pull that player off. Stan throws his utility, and they're now going to try to get a catwalk with this bomb. They throw a mini fake towards A and try to get a plant here. Shazam gets the first because the push is coming out now as Omnic. It's great from Van, and this is just a lockdown. This site is not going to change hands.
Stanislaw. He's going to try to make a push and again try to find some impact towards the end of the round, despite the odds stacked against him. Always plays the round in a very serious manner, and you can give him respect for that. Always tries to make the best out of a bad situation, as he'll once again do this by camping inside of the apartments. But eventually, his time will run out here. And he must have to try and work his way forward. Here, Shazam calling exactly what he was going to do right there, too, for the other side. They knew he was going to go for a little crouch-out play, so was angling on that and was able to finish things off with a quick op shot and set Misfits up at 5-0 as we get into another gun round for Liquid. And this time, it's going to be fully invested, including op on the JDM and full utility for all 5 players.
Let's take a look at Shazam's spawn. Now, it wasn't the best, actually. It's quite pushed back in towards the CT side of things. So he's not going to go for that initial mid-window fight, which he loves to do. Looks like he is just going to play it back in towards the A site. So not CT, triple. Perhaps a spot that's uncommon among riflers, as they love the safety of CT. And just as I say that, it was just for the initial pick potential, so Palace can't swing on him. So we'll just fall back to the safety and take it. And you can see Misfits want to fight mid here.
Bit of hesitation from Liquid here now after they get themselves up to Palace. You'll note again, they don't have a ramp to support them either. They're relying on mid to help them out with this push. And they're going to have to get past Devo, who so far has been a little bit unstoppable, but Devo obviously hasn't been tested that much yet, only having gone through 1 gun round from this position, and just anti-ecos besides that. The first peek comes out from the CTs at steps, though, and they get the spot on JDM as he fires off a shot. And does even meet the connection, I think, on Omnic there as well, just through the wall or something like that. So it's going to knock off half of his HP.
JDM has actually pieced out. He will leave Twist to his own devices. So it looks like they grabbed the bomb from Stan, and he will actually come back into the fray. It's looking a lot more like a connector split. But Devoduvek has a good read on this due to how close he's getting. Knowing he has Shazam and Sick to worry about connector / Palace, Devoduvek can full focus on towards this ramp position. And with 25 seconds, Liquid will really have to start moving soon.
Yeah, this is starting to look a little bit more like the last map, too, and they went for these slower executes, and they, for the most part, didn't pan out, but they might be able to surprise them this time. Shazam catches the first player, however, will be traded back out. Devo holding a close position, however, he's going to get beat in a 1v1 by JDM, which will give Misfits site control. There's barely enough for him to plant. We can see Sick trying to go out and deny the plant. Won't happen, though. It's not being planted to his position. The nade, however, will move in to take down JDM. And accounting for another kill from Sean, they've got the man advantage back. They've taken a lot of little peg damage here, though. We can see their players being brought down low as a result of getting into these fights from before. So now Liquid, while they will be pushed back, they'll even things back up by killing the player in ladder room. Misfits move back in. They'll tap onto the bomb. No sign of a peek yet from any of the players on Team Liquid. They're remaining very passive. Let's finally go forward. Spot Sick, takes him down from the steps and knows where Omnic is too, so can close out on him. And it's a clean shutdown in that 2v2, primarily from Twist, as Liquid finally get onto the board after 5 rounds straight from the Misfits.
It's very hard to retake the A site, especially when the bomb is planted for jungle / connector, and that's the control Liquid get. Once they shut down Sean, they have full connector and jungle control. And with only having CT, it's hard to fight back to the A site. As now Sean will take an early pause, although it's only 1 round lost. Perhaps he feels like that should have been a round they picked up. They'd like to talk about it and see what changes may need to be made to not allow something like that happen again. And if Davidovec wins that duel against JDM there, who hit just, I mean, what can you say, a nice no-scope as he peeked and cleared that corner. If that either gets uncleared or Davidovec finds that frag, you got to think that round's over because JDM had bomb. So that's a big play from JDM.
Absolutely. Pause going to be used here again by the players on the Misfits this time around. Immediately after they lose their first round, they take a second to discuss what had gone wrong. And they'll obviously look up solutions to fix this. That solution will be found in a double op setup coming in from Shazam and Amanek. Basically spending all their cash on one round in hopes of breaking Liquid here, as they did bring it down to just 2 players. So if they can wipe the slate clean, then there's a good chance that they could immediately put them onto an eco here. Aggressive movement from Devo inside of the Palace too, and Stanislaw has no idea that he pushes it that deep. So it's going to be an easy first pickup for Devo. And he'll also be able to hold aggressive control of that angle if he wants to stay inside. Doesn't look like that'll be the case, though. He'll pull back and focus on defending the site instead, which will let Twist move back in and clear this back out for his team.
Every time I've watched Misfits thus far on Mirage, they love these set aggressive plays, whether it be stacking mid, a B push, or an A ramp. They all have these preset aggressive plays, and they may just get in the heads of Liquid. That's another first blood for the CTs. Shazam and Amanek both will be wielding these ops. Shazam back in towards CT as Nitro. They're trying to come out towards Connector. Liege opens it up. 2 more players to find. Shazam's finding impact, but his riflers are gone. So he has to be very careful of how he wants to play the rest of this out. And he knows where they're planting, but he can't deny it, and he'll get some help. So the retake is now on.
Let them into the site, and now for Liquid, it's the opportunity to close out here, but they are spreading out very, very far from the site, which is going to let these ticket players go back in relatively clean fashion. They don't know it just yet, however, and those are both of the oppers, too, trying to play together in a 2-man team, which could prove to be a little bit messy. JDM holds the angle from outside in mid. He's going to be able to knock out Amanek, while Shazam will get in clean for free. Oh, the problem is they start to fall back, and that's going to let Nitro go, and he can only go 1 for 1, but Sean knows he won't be able to clutch this, so he'll back away. Trying to save this op, and he'll succeed in taking down the Liege. Let's see if he gets far enough away from the bomb.
JDM wants to drop this out of his hands, doesn't he?
JDM's not going to be able to safely push that, and he realizes it, so he'll back away from it and let that op be saved. But that's really going to be the only major gun that Misfits should have going into this round, is besides that save, they're relatively broken now.
Yeah, and that's why JDM was so willing to go try to find that frag. So it will get tossed over to yours truly, is Shazam. As the other players will lightly buy up around it, hovering around the 2,000 mark. And Shazam, well, he's woken up. 6 and 5. Everyone at Misfits is actually putting up numbers. A very tight pack of frags. Davidovec gets a flash. Is successful with CZ to get the first. He's trying to fall back, but Liege. But all of a sudden, it's immediately answered. As we go into 3v3, Liquid seem like the site's clear, but look at Sean go through that smoke in towards Sandwich. And the bomb is completely alone on A site. It's a plant for JDM, but Shazam is still looming.
Let's see here. Shazam can sneak his way back in. Nitro is paying attention to him now, but if he can peek it properly, he can get that kill, and that's what he'll do. Now the pressure's on for JDM to clutch this in a 1v2 situation, as he's been forced back into this spot here now, but he traces out Amanek, takes him down, and is now just looking for the final closeout. Shazam will get up to the bomb, jumps on it. I'm not even sure if JDM heard that just yet. He's going to throw out these guns a little bit. And, well, Shazam will actually take him down pretty easily there. Jumps onto it. It's a full 10-second defuse, but he should have enough time for it. Sorry, had to pause there. Didn't hear the game sound too much, so I just had to make sure the beeping wasn't too fast, and then he would be able to get that defuse. So he will. He'll pick it up, and Misfits will take the lead, maintaining that control. It's 6-2 now, just barely as well. And on a round where they were pretty much broken, they only had that op to carry through, and they managed to do wonders with it.
And I said Shazam started to heat up, and that's a perfect example. Big 3K. Yeah, you can't deny the plan or them getting on a site, but he gets the shots when it matters. And you can see where that puts Liquid. At 6-2, the only 2 rounds we've won have just been strung together and just pieced together by only keeping 2 and 1 players alive. So now it's 2 AKs, and that's all they have to survive into this one. As they throws fake smokes from Liquid. They throw a fake of catwalk smokes, and Liege would be the only one to commit into it. But that may pull 6 attention from Palace, but it hasn't quite worked, especially with the Liege going down as early as he did. It seems like the gig of that smokes are up.
Yeah, Liquid have been pushed back here now, and with nothing working for them on the execution here, they've made it very obvious, too, that they're probably going to end up filing into the A bomb site. Misfits still have not fully committed everyone just for safety reasons, but the smoke's moving in. Devo actually falls without getting a single pickup here, and their smokes are going to make it difficult for trades to move back in. In fact, we see Shazam go out. He finds 1 kill, but then Sick and Shazam will go down moments later. Liquid just push their way through the site. They leave Misfits with very few players left standing here. Almanek tries to push into a molly to get a pickup, but now he's going to take too much of a risk on his life, and actually no, beats JDM in this fight. Sean, though, whiffing in the open, recovers nicely, though, and takes down Twist. It's only Nitro that's alive at this point, but he quickly pushes forward to take down Sean. Bombs on the ground, it's ticking away. Almanek's looking for a position to take down Nitro.
Oh, timing.
Let's see here if Nitro's going to be able to suspect this. Now he sits in the triple area, and Almanek will walk right in to take down Nitro. He had zero clue he was going to be flanking him there. So he'll knock him back out, and it's going to be Misfits that still come out on top. Another clutch situation for them as they continue to just barely hold on to these rounds.
Jeez, for only having 2 Ks, Liquid did make that close. Keep in mind, that's 2 round loss with 2 bomb plants. So Liquid can still afford to go into some of these pistols, or perhaps make another commitment to catch Misfits off guard. But now Misfits have broken out the big guns, the double ops once more. And it's good to see Shazam starting to find some form. I think that's the big difference maker in these matches. It's not only the French players going off, but Shazam is there up there with them. I mean, it's hard to stop Shazam when he's really on his game. There's Liquid. Again, they're just going to talk things through. Their second pause already, and we're on round 10. So they are certainly, I mean, you can definitely say they are feeling the pressure at this point. I think it's safe to say.
I think it is safe to say. Not only this, too, but Misfits will be back up to full strength. They get this double op setup. The double op setup actually did not work too well for them the last time they used it because they both ended up having to play together on a retake, which obviously is not going to work really well in most situations.
Look at their money from Misfits.
Yeah,
it's hurting. So that just goes to show how close these rounds are and how they can't afford to lose many people into this round. As Liquid, but get out top mid.
Oh, now look at this. Look at this aggressive pressure in mid, too. They need to get out of here. There's too many players from Liquid sitting inside. Deva's going to take the fight anyways. He's spamming back. He's getting good damage on the twists. Yeah, finishes him off at least, but now he's going to fall back. Deva needs to take some of this contact here now, but no. Nitro will be able to move in and pick up the kill. Thankfully, Sick is there for a trade pretty shortly after that. JDM, though, look at this, just waltzing right through. I think he went up ramp and got through the smoke, if I saw that correctly. So now he's gotten himself into window room here. It's a bit of an odd split for Liquid. They just end up regrouping in mid and don't use much of that A control for anything here. But Shazam, he's got his eyes through the connector. Stanisla's going to have to smoke that back off so he can safely cross. And Shazam's timing shot obviously is going to be a little bit off. But that does make it relatively obvious about where they're going to take these remaining 3 players. Sean's ready to take that fight, drops the bomb. The full rotates will be on the way. But Almanek and Sean will be able to handle that on their own as Misfits secure the 8th.
It was scary for a moment there for Misfits, fighting towards top mid on a round against Ecos. But now Liquid are all out here to play. And we'll see if this double op is going to be able to continue to stand tall. Neither team is feeling comfortable. Again, these games so far have been, even when teams are stringing rounds together, it's been very close. So throughout this entire BO3, no one's had really a big opportunity to build up banks, except on Cobblestone, where Misfits near the end had about 10K, but that's the only time. So it seems to be the story of the match, is trying to get that cash and hold on to it. But Liquid is looking like a split-up cat. 1-for-1 is great for them if Nitro can stay alive. But it looks like he's just going to slow things down now on the back of that.
Still even for right now. However, even with the trade going out into the window room, Sick will move into that position just to make sure none of the T's got aggressive here to try and clear it out. And he'll post up inside, waiting for Liquid to make the next move again here. Liquid, though, is still a little bit indecisive. Probably thinking that this is going to be some kind of an A split if these 2 guys in B halls end up going through underpass. But the option is there for players like Stan to fall back and regroup in those B halls, too, to just go for a direct B hit. So, like I said, there's indecision at the moment here as Liquid really tried to figure out how exactly they want to play the rest of this round. But like on the last 2 maps, they got to be careful the timer here. They haven't been that good at doing the really low timer executes. So if they try to go down to like 20 or 30 seconds before they actually go into a site, then that's going to be rough on them. I think they're getting ready to do it now here. But again, like I said, it does not leave them a whole lot of excess time. Devo definitely spots the players in mid. Unfortunately, just can't get a good angle onto them, but Amanek can leg one of them. Oh, it works out as a bait to get him the re-peek. JDM will get the kill, moves in. Well, he will lose his teammate. He'll trade again. Looks for another player in market, misses that shot, but it stays still an advantage for Liquid as they get the site with a 3v2 advantage.
Davidovec has to stay up here. And he may have just got spotted.
Oh
no, he snuck out. He did this gorgeous. And it gives time for Shazam to come up, but no, the op of JDM will be posted on that. Devo may have the surprise factor here. Will win the initial duel. And if they peek him individually, no, but Stan hits headshot when it matters. Big opening kills there from JDM. The player jumps across. JDM follows it up in the kill market. And the other two were great entries from JDM, plus holding Cat. So if there's ever a time for Liquid to put up some T-side rounds, it kind of has to start now that they've kind of pushed Misfits kind of on the rocky side of things.
Yeah, so where does this leave the Misfits? And that does leave them pretty much as expected here on an instant save. Only upgraded pistols to be seen this time. Not a single player buying up armor. And they'll kind of gamble stack a little bit here, but let's see how Liquid send their players across the map. This could end up working out okay for the Misfits if they get a couple trades at least, keeping Liquid's money low.
Misfits have been going for these stacks. Whenever they go on ecos, on Mirage, they go for stacks. If Liquid watch the matches, they should know this, but 1-for-1. These pistols still have a chance to do something as Shazam hit some shots, but can't drop any bodies as Amanek. The surprise factor here, you know, we'll forget that happened. We can forgive him, I think. That's fair.
Yeah, Sean's obviously very detached from all this action. I think he was the one player still hanging out over towards A, so he's not going to be able to get much done, but props to Liquid there. Very clean execute from them, and they avoid any crazy upsets from Misfits that time. They hold pretty good control. Obviously, you can see quite a few of their players still end up relatively low, but they still win the battles where it matters and make sure that they get out of this round with most of their players still alive. Sean's going to still look to do some damage, but I'm pretty sure Liquid expects someone to be out here. Check it, and there you go. JDM shuts him down to give Liquid their 4th round. They're halfway there to bringing this game back to a tie.
Looks like it is, I think, going to be a solo op for Misfits, which is fine. Amanek had his moment back on Cobblestone and Train to get that double op. But now that Shazam is actually on it, you can tell by his prowess, the way he's been calling. He's really zeroed in. And I'm looking for him to still continue this going into it. They're not out of the woods. Some more CT rounds would be nice, especially Liquid. You need to get as many as you can. As Liquid will continue to fight towards top mid. They'll delay it a little bit. So they'll throw them nades and then just delay. As Davidovec, I noticed that smoke came from A-Ramp. And meanwhile, we'll throw 3 players towards top mid. And Misfits are just going to fall off of it based on those nades. Sean goes down to 60. They are just going to concede it. And you can see them set up accordingly and now make a play towards A.
They execute. Still no sign of it just yet, but in the meantime, Devo made an aggressive move to find Stanislaw early on in the round. And he's been one of the very important players here from Liquid. One of definitely the more clutch players so far in this series. Knocking him out early is not going to help if Liquid end up in a more dodgy execute here, which is the case. But oh, nicely found from JDM. Sean seemed ready for that. And then Elige also executes Shazam. That's all the site defense gone, except for Amanek, who rotated in at the last second here. Even he's going to have to take a close battle versus Elige. Runs out of ammo, so Elige will take him down. Did not need to stay in that fight for that long. And now it's a 2v3 in the favor of Liquid again. Sig will creep back in. I don't think they realize he's gotten this far to the site. Walks right up, gets 2 so quickly. Beautiful transfer from Sick. Looks for the last one as well, but Twist will hold on. And now it goes down to a 1v1, and Twist will close out for Liquid as they secure a 5th round.
That is so big from Twist. Thankfully, that player was weak. The second one that Twist was able to find. Actually, no, the last one was weak, excuse me, but it looks so clinical from him. 8-5. Round 14, it will be Misfits just waiting for round 15 to take around before they get the ever so great M4s in their hands. And if Davidovec there, or was that Amanek the one in window? It was Amanek, correct?
Yes, Amanek was in window.
If he had the other M4, perhaps he wins that duel. But he prefers the silencer, which has actually recently fallen out not so long ago. Some players still prefer it. I think it's more of an EU thing.
I think it's pretty subjective still.
Yeah, you can see that. Missing a mid-window smoke. That's 2 smokes down now for Liquid. So Liege will lead the charge up catwalk.
And we're going to keep themselves quiet again, leading up to the very edge of this execute. As they take easy mid control, not much resistance from Misfits at all going up to that. Misfits themselves also have a hidden trick up their sleeve, and it's going to be this large stack sitting on one of the 2 sites. And Liquid potentially are about to walk right into it. Catch Almanac, this is the one expected player, but Devo, there's the surprise, and he does good damage to his second player here too. Caught on the reload, and Shazam finds another one. That's Liquid, they're going to have to fall back. Misfits have to realize this quickly, though, and start to rotate themselves. This is going to be very, very obvious. They're all going through underpass. Sean's going to be able to hear this. He's got the angle on Twist. Oh, my goodness. It's a perfect mousetrap, and Sean springs it. Now Misfits will look to shut this down, as they've got a 5v2. They're picking up guns. They've got to be careful so as not to get a tad over aggressive, but now they can do it. It's a 5v1. They've got JDM locked down, and there you have it. Nicely done from Misfits, excuse me. They spring the trap and beautifully take down Liquid to secure a 9th round for themselves on what was otherwise a full eco.
Again, Misfits go for a stack, and Liquid once more walk into it without too much information elsewhere. And that's just great timing and fortune now for Misfits. From day one in their group, where they were just getting unfortunate timings, no luck, and seemingly to now, where everything's going their way. Even some fortunate aim duels. And then round 15, Liquid will get the op, and just a lone Ranger AK, and that's what you like to see from JDM. Shazam's gone. And it's just the riflers for Misfits to try to reel it back in. But it's not too far gone yet, thanks to these pistols from Liquid. And Misfits need to realize what's going on soon, though.
Twist kind of get lost in the smoke there. End up taking about 80 damage from the fight, not realizing that the spray is coming from further back. They continue to execute the defenders, however. Six sits back behind Ticket now is the only one still left alive, and Stan just completely jukes 6th position there, up on top of Ticket to take him down. And that will mean a pretty secure round for Liquid at the end of the day. Unfortunately, again, on just these straightforward site takes, for whatever reason, Misfits always seem really out of position and can't seem to get much done as Liquid read into them way too well. It's on Almanac now, and he's left alone in a 1v5. They'll eventually take him down, and there you go. It'll be Twist, or excuse me, Nitro to do it, as they secure a 6th at the end of the half.
That was a JDM show from opening pick to finding the secondary opper, or one player from Misfits towards Ticket through the box, actually. And then his pistols were able to just swarm and catch out the final few players. 9-6, pretty average in consideration for this map.
Yeah, I think Misfits is going to be pretty okay with this kind of scoreline, though. Considering the fact that, I'm not exactly sure how they feel about this, but from what we've seen this weekend, I definitely feel like they're a much stronger T-sided team. And that would especially be the case on Mirage. Going to take us a second before we start the second half. One player disconnected really quickly. However, it should be, it should not be too hard to get him reconnected and resume the match.
A simple rejoin in a moment. As yeah, you're right. I've been a bigger fan of Misfits T side.
Liquid, conversely, I think are pretty good on both sides. So
yeah.
I don't think that they're necessarily like way more towards one team or the other. So
what I'm looking for really into this is Misfits need to start taking advantage more of mid on their T side. It seemed very site heavy. They didn't take advantage of mid too much. And if Liquid figure that out early, perhaps it might spell some doom because they may just straight up keep fighting it over and over.
Liquid will have a much more active mid presence.
They will.
Misfits, you saw like kind of gave up on mid halfway through the half. Earlier on, Shazam was playing towards it, but he kept getting pressured out. So I think they just decided to kind of let Liquid take control of it in most of those rounds for free. I think there's going to be a lot more effort put up by Liquid to defend mid, so it's not going to be so easy for Misfits to do that. They might kind of be pinholed into going for a direct play simply because they'll struggle to get any mid control. Well, pistol round though, that'll become what they'll go for right off the bat. However,
yeah, it's looking like a connector quick play perhaps. Devivek smoke. He's going to smoke top connector. So they actually are just going to throw the smoke and then fall back. So Sean Gares will commit to this all by himself. And they're going to try to get up Cat to go towards B. Now, Liquid have 2 players in B site and 1 cat. They need these clean kills. And a 1-for-1 perhaps isn't good enough with the amount of players that are still here. And Stan is going to find one. And he actually knifes Sick. He just runs at him with his knife out. No time to reload. Get the shank out. As Nitro has shut down Devdevek, and this round is just falling apart at the seams. As Sean Garrett's in 1v4, and I don't see this happening.
Misfits just run into a wall. They can't get any kills on their execute at all, and Liquid just shut them down in its entirety. Sean obviously going up against an impossible fight. Have to try to do his best here, but won't find anything at either of these angles. He's wasting time right now, trying to hope someone would get greedy and hunt him down this quickly. But ultimately, he will have to resolve to either push into this site or sit back and hope that they do eventually move out to hunt him down while he runs the timer down itself. Okazo can use this as a bit of time to discuss how they're now going to have to play the half since they lost the pistol. Although, there's 1 kill. And he got the bomb, too.
Oh
I didn't realize that. He got the bomb, so he's going to be able to sneak away with this and run towards A now. Did Liquid realize this is the question? They've seen it now, but it's too late because he's definitely getting the plant.
You know what? I take back what I said. There's definitely a chance here now.
He's still at 19 HP,
yeah.
and he doesn't have time to go to like a really secure position, so he's basically just going to have to fight right here in front or underneath the platform. And yeah, it would have had to basically get 2 instant headshots to win that, and we didn't see that happen. Basically.
Yeah, good on Liquid to stay together there with Nitro and JDM staying as close as they can to each other. That's still kind of a small win considering how that round started off for Misfits.
Yeah, now they have a 3rd round buy capability.
Yeah.
So.
And knowing Misfits, they will go for it. What they normally do here is when they get bomb planted on the second round, they'll just buy P250s on everyone. And maybe a little bit of utility. At least that's what's been the pattern so far. And I guess the players who had a bit more cash, the CZs, just P250s, Sean will, due to him getting that extra $300 from the plant, will get a little bit of utility. So I like Misfits' approach here. Gives themselves a chance in every single round that goes down in a Counter-Strike game, but at least with his MP9, I think it's pretty much one of the best MP9s users in NA.
Oh, the spam coming out from Elijah. He's going to be able to find 2 and now dives away to the corner. Still got 5 bullets left. Might as well use them as he secures a 3rd kill on this round. Just a matter of shutting out Shazam, and Liquid will easily secure their 8th as they look to tie it now on the next round here. But, like we were saying before, Misfits did end up getting that plant in the pistol, so they have the capability to go for the buy here. Just won't have a lot of utility behind it if they decide to go for it, but they'll do it anyway.
Perhaps I feel like rounds like this are so critical. Maybe a pause could have came out from Misfits, but you know after they got that plant, they were talking that entire previous round about what to do here, knowing they'll get this buyout. Again, they're very limited. And I really liked what they did on Train when they were low on utility. They definitely had set plays for it, but not expecting Elijah to do that. A solo push with a flash from a teammate will net them Devdevek's life. He is just going to get out of there, take his prize, and make Misfits perhaps second-guess themselves a tad.
Misfits still look for a slower push over here outside onto A. And Liquid are very much ready to stop this. Like I said before, Misfits don't have a lot of utility. Good timing on the Molotov too. I think it was just before Misfits were getting ready to throw out themselves. So they have 1 smoke and a couple flashbangs they're trying to use to get out on this site. It's basically going to have to be shock value alone that lets them into the bomb site. It is okay. Never mind. Sick goes out, and even Elijah is not able to trade those kills back from CT side Firebox. He gets 1 pickup, and that's it. Now Nitro sits on the outskirts there. Was trying to check top mid, but has to roll back into the site here. And Stannis will be found in a similarly out-of-place position. Was very surprised that they got that done. However, the one that found most of those quick kills is now dead. So it's going to rely on Shazam, Almanac, and Sean to make sure Liquid don't come back into this round with the utility that they have at their disposal.
You don't think they should, but that Molly's perfectly placed. Almanac has to fight from it. And keep in mind, they both have kits. And it is starting to take down. Good kill from Shazam, and it is just Nitro. Wins that to a long range with the UMP. And now Shazam's going to play time, and rightfully so, as he's just going to go and try to tap it and bait him out. And Shazam, lovely timing on it, knowing how far away the bomb was planted. Realizes it's a little bit of a jaunt for that seed to make it there. And now, Misfits will take the double digits in a 2-round lead. As Misfits, due to that plant first round, get the rifles out early. And it's an early kind of slap on the wrist for Liquid.
Baits him out for sure. But he gets the kill. So that'll be Misfits taking control of the helm for right now. And also, more importantly, keeping their lead under their control. Liquid still have to come back into this flying colors. We're going to see them just buy in with P250s and a CZ, along with a 5.7 there on Stan. We don't see that too much anymore, but regardless, it's there for Stanislaw, as they'll just look to get a couple kills on this round more than anything else.
Well, Nitro's going to flash. Perhaps they'll peek on the back of it. He's going to hold until contact is made. He's just straight up holding this flash. Not a worry in the world as soon as someone peeks from Misfits. They want to try to swing and fight it. But you can see how passive Misfits are really being across the map. Holding mid push, B push. Devdevek is extremely passive towards A, so he's got that all covered. And now they're going to group up with a minute. They don't want to fight. They really don't need to. They'll surely just use their numbers and brute force into this one.
Well, Misfits will start that crawl again, leading up to the site. And Almanac going to try to throw them a fast one here with the underpass play. It works out. He gets the kill, kind of loses himself there. He knows he's going to get pressured by additional CTs. He's the only one who's drawing all of his attention away from Liquid right now. And now, as they actually move into the site, there's one player underneath of the platform that's going to be distracting him. Not for long, though, as they quickly dispatch of him. And JDM, besides the one trade that he's gotten, is going to be the only kill it seems that Liquid will be able to easily get in this round. Nitro and JDM have to sit back here. More importantly, save this AK that they've now scavenged off of Almanac's corpse. But the round will go under the control of the Misfits, as they're going to be in the lead in a more secure fashion. 11-8 will become the scoreline.
Maybe JDM can catch Devdevek here. Here's the sound cues. He's going to play with him a little bit. We'll get the timing.
I didn't realize he was that close, though.
Yeah. He was nice and close. As maybe he'll get out of here with a Galil. Although, JDM will get the op next round. Gonna be giving that to a teammate like Twist so they can get that full utility out. And he is gonna stay alive on 2 HP, so great play from JDM here. Yeah, so he is gonna probably throw that over to a Liege. And JDM will get his op out. Should've went with my gut instinct. I said Twist first. We'll go to Twist. But now you can almost feel the tension because these rifle rounds are becoming more and more important. And Misfits are starting to fit into their own on their T side. You can see they don't feel pressured. And more importantly, Misfits, I think they've put it out of their mind as the giants they're playing and have brought it down into just pure Counter-Strike.
They'll actually get donated the op this round. They have to spread the cash a bit so that they can ensure that they're all on a full buy, but it works out okay. So this is another test for the Misfits. They've often, so far in this half, when it came to the actual gun round, their initial execution kind of flatlined a little bit, and they relied primarily on Sick to get entries for them. Once again, Sean's caught making just way too much noise. He even drops the bomb too, although I'm not sure if Stan noticed that. And it's not like they're going to be able to hold control of it anyway here. But regardless, they drop it. Stan even spots a second player here in the apartment, so that's certainly going to draw some attention. CT Smoke stop going any further. Good spam from Stan again. Goes through. Drops to about 20 HP from Shazam. And Liquid are making this difficult for Misfits to justify a direct push in through these apartments. But that still seems to be the game plan for the T's. And here we go. The flashbang in. Quick control. Not sure if they saw or noticed the boost. They might be a little bit curious about it. Well, Sick's going to see it. And once again, Sick comes in with just these massive injuries that save the team single-handedly from what would otherwise be absolute disaster. And even follows it through with a third one now, taking down a Liege, leaving only Twist and JDM in this fight. It's a 2v4. They know they don't have a hope of retaking it. And the fact that they're going to be on a save again means that they have to fall back and save these guns. But that will secure a 4-round lead for Misfits and put them only 4 away from winning the series and pushing on into the upper bracket final.
Misfits are playing mental games now, because what I've noticed is Sean Gayers is kind of the guy who commits to almost some fakes. He'll be the one to buy utility and go to the opposite side of the map and kind of keep players there. We see on Cobblestone when he goes up Broken Wall. And Sean Gayers dying first there, having UMP, throwing all his utility. Oh, maybe he's trying to trick Liquid and thinking, oh, it's Sean Gayers, no one else will be there. So they don't pull anyone from mid-window over to rotate. They really don't over-rotate based on all the sound cues and the sprays going through. based on that kill. And this is just gorgeous entries from Sick. What else can you say about it? Even the prowess to check boost.
Doesn't even check it. This thing is just a reaction against Stan.
This kid had talent, and it's certainly showing now, isn't it? As Liquid will get out the op once again. They saved it. And they'll buy around it. Again, thin ice for both these teams as the tension continues to build.
We are going to see, again, a very passive opener from the Misfits here as they don't take any decisive map control in the first 20 to 30 seconds. They just hold back, and they more so than anything wanted to wait and see if Liquid would try to make any moves here. Devo spamming in, got some kind of indication that Elige was out there, so tried to spam through it, but all he got back was a couple bullets into his chest, which is now brought him down to 73 HP.
Looks like Misfits are falling off. As soon as they realized JDM was there, they actually exchanged bullets in each other's legs. Seems like they want to shift over, but Liquid have a great read on this themselves.
Yeah, they're going to lead that Opper as the singular defender of B. Nitro can even kind of help out a little bit here too, because Ominek's probably going to try to go in through connector, but that smoke makes things a bit more interesting. And the Cat player's now going back into the site too. So Stanislaus is going to have to be the one to detect this, but he's still focused on window here right now. One goes back down. Twist has the aggressive angle, and he'll be able to stop more than just one player. Picks up one. Oh, Shazam goes in there, catches the trade, but Twist, he's still a problem. He picks up a third kill here now. Devo stuck in Palace, can't get anything done. Twist even going to change position too. Devo will notice that, but he probably thinks that he continued crawling forward here. He's looking for him on the extremities of the angle that he's peeking from, but just cannot lock him down. They've been absolutely show-stopped by Twist, who single-handedly prevented them from getting into this site. And now with less than 10 seconds remaining, they have to force the issue here. Try to get a plant, but it's not going to happen as JDM and Twist secure the final 2 kills and finally put another round for Liquid on the board.
When things get tough, Twist comes out of nowhere, out of the woodwork. He may not have been having the best of series, but when it counts, he's here. A massive 4K with that Galil, just denying Misfits so much. If he gets one there and traded out, you have to think that's 13 for Misfits, who have expended so much to get here. And you can see their cash is just hurting. Both teams very tense. Again, one of these more teeter-totter rounds based on the scoreline. And with no op for Shazam, looks like Misfits are going to be playing more of an A-heavy kind of setup to start it. And that nade's already put Shazam down to 52, and now the trades come out. Ominek will answer. He gets out from under balcony, and they're big entries. The Frenchman finds 2, and the American follows it up with 1, as it's Nitro and JDM, and they can't do anything at all. This is probably an instant save call from Liquid, I'll be completely honest.
We'll see. Nitro's heading up there, check for something. The problem is, though, is that Misfits have held on the opposite side, and hello.
Okay.
I think he's going to miss any opportunity to kill anyone here, since the timing on it works out okay for Liquid. Nitro's going to fall back just before Sean ended up peeking top mid and seeing him. So they'll both fall back, but that doesn't mean Sean's not going to be able to kill anyone. He can still push forward, drive a wedge between these 2 players looking to save. Maybe knock out one of them. This very much is going to rely on timing, though. Because if JDM checks the other direction, he's seen the barrel. And Nitro is not even going to spin the other way here.
That's, yeah, as you said, it comes down to timing. And JDM will just get the best of him.
Checks the other way, knocks him out, so will deny him the opportunity to get a kill, but all he had was like a CZ8 armor anyway, so it wasn't a massive buy from him. Misfits win it again in a situation where they really have no business doing so. They force into the issue, and it works out okay for them, and they're able to secure a 13th round, keeping their lead in a constant, strong state here.
This reset hurts Liquid so much, even when saving this op and M4. And they force around it, they get out another M4, so it's 2 M4s, just an op. And it's so late with such a big lead for Misfits. These moments are so tense for Liquid, and saving is critical there. And now you have to make this save count.
JDM, though, has got this good angle. He's going to have to be careful of a quick push outside, but he's got the only big gun on the team. If he can do some work right here, then Oh, this could hurt the execute, but unfortunately misses the opening shot. Nitro does better, though, at Arches. He's going to be able to pick up an initial kill, and now JDM's in a turret position where he can definitely destroy the Misfits players as they move into the site. They're going to miss the shot. He tries to quickscope onto Sean, but it won't happen. Sean takes him down. They still have that Arch player to deal with, though. They have not managed him. These two players in the site have no control whatsoever. They basically kind of have bench and back site to play off of here, but the Seethies are still very much swarming here at this point. They get a little bit lost, though, and Devo and Sean get two very important kills to clear out the site. The player at Arch is still alive, but not for long. As now Almanek knocks him out, leaving only Stanislaw alive. And he just has a P250 up against the 1v3. He'll be able to scavenge an M4, but he's going to be falling back, trying to escape. Go for one more peek, looking for the trade onto Almanek. He's just not being given the opportunity he needs, however, as everyone backs away now so as not to directly peek him.
Stan's going to try what he can. But look at these setups from Misfits. This BAPS player can just wait, play contact on the B-site players. He will get good timing. And Sean Cares can't clean it up, so Stan trying to isolate these 1v1s, but there, Sean, big 3K. And if you look at that from a top-down perspective, Liquid had numbers, they had smokes to play around, they had Misfits stuck in such an awkward site spot. You'd think Liquid would pick that up, but this Misfits wait the time down, Liquid overstep, they don't stop moving, and just like that, it's 14. And due to Liquid forcing last round, they're going to have to just concede 15 at this point.
Which means Liquid, assuming they lose this round, will now have to win 6 straight in order to take this to OT. They can no longer win in regulation.
That's crazy to think.
It's been an amazing recovery from Misfits after losing control in the second map and almost winning it there too. Didn't affect them too much though. They came back and they're looking to be in strong form here to take Mirage. Only one potential round stands in their way here, as this one should be a walk in the park. If Liquid somehow won this, that would be a big surprise indeed, but I personally don't think that's going to happen. But I've been wrong before.
Started like this too last time. Very similar. So they will be able to pick the AK with no armor and back it up.
Gave him an AK though, that's Twist.
That's true.
That's your boy, that's your clutch king for Liquid so far in this series.
Canadian brethren. Shows up when it matters. Sick gets up towards connector. Bomb is here. Now they're going to try to focus everything towards site. A little confused as to where they're coming from, but they will recover.
It's messy, though.
Yeah, it's very messy. And, oh, Nitro had to get that kill on Sick, and they will clean it up. Messy is the good word for it, but it's 15 nonetheless. No matter how messy that was, it is series point for Misfits. And yeah, Liquid have money, but it's...
Oh, it's good, actually. They can have a full buy.
Yeah, it is going to be full, but it is just... These are the grueling rounds now where you show what you have.
So Liquid will get everything except for like excessive grenades. They have smokes and flashbang setups on every player. Only one or two of them, though, I think we're able to afford HEs. And yeah, that's the case. Nitro and Stan are the only ones that can pick those up. But the guns are there, the rifles are there. They haven't been too reliant on nades to win rounds, so I don't think them being missing is going to be a huge deal here. Misfits, though, play very split up at the beginning of this round, which I'm kind of worried about. So we'll see how this changes as we get deeper and deeper down the timer.
One little thing to add is Sean Gares missed a smoke at the beginning of this round. He was trying to line up a catwalk, smoke and flubbed it, so perhaps they were going to go for something a bit faster pace. But that missed smoke, and now that missed molly. It seems to be the round where Sean Gares is just having no luck with his utility.
Feels bad, man.
It must.
The worst part about that one, too, is he got really unlucky with that molly just because like, he just kind of eyes it because he doesn't have vision and then just bounces off of some random outcropping from the wall and then bounces back right into the smoke. Pretty much the worst possible trajectory it could have had. Look at this, though. They're going to walk right up to connector, right past Nitro. Oh, the alerted light to this. Twist gets 1-for-1 trade. JDM chimes in again, but it's Elise tearing apart the Palace hit, leaving only Shazam alive now in a 1-versus-3 situation. His hesitation might end up being what ends up killing him here. Gets him to the smoke so we can at least try to push back out onto the platform. Gives him a little bit of wiggle room here, too, now, as he's going to be able to negotiate back out. Should have seen Nitro peeking from steps, and indeed he did. You know, obviously not scoping for good reason. Both oppers missed their shots, actually. This gives him a chance to jump down, and he does indeed wall him, but now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, and Stanislaw will finish off the round, getting Liquid into double digits. But this is only the start for them. They need 5 more in order to take this into OT, and they can't lose a single one.
No, they need to break Misfits as soon as they can, as this will be the last rifle round for Misfits if Liquid keeps stringing rounds together. And they will go into the double op Liquid. They'll pick it up. So Nitro and JDM. As of course, Misfits will empty it all. So one more small hurdle for Liquid in this drive round to get through. And then they'll be able to get a couple freebies, and then it'll be back in towards the grind. But again, this one is critical and difficult. As JDM can't get the opener, has to throw a smoke and fall back. He may get caught here. Lovely flash, but Alicia's there to support. So he'll go down to 46. That was scary for JDM.
Lucky to be alive.
Yeah, Misfits rarely go for mid-control, and that time when they do, they just brute force it and get all of it.
And the problem is JDM wide peek there too, which we haven't seen him do that all that often so far in this half. CTs will continue to cause problems for the Misfits in middle, however, as they go for another deep smoke. It actually won't block all that much, though. It just forces Sick to go up onto Catwalk here if he wants to spot connector. Shazam will be the one looking for vision through it, and they'll be getting to molly off towards Cat. Meanwhile, though, Liquid started pushing into the apartment, so they're going to have very aggressive control in here. And I don't think that they're aware of this yet, but oh, there's a great flash inside. They do check for it. Nitro's got the secondary out, though, and he's able to trade, but can only get that one pickup. Sean takes him down a moment later. Elige is caught trying to work himself out of market, too. They're down to 2. JDM forced into a pressure situation, but hits the shot anyway, takes down Devo. That was do or die right there for JDM. But that shot might have left a chance here for Liquid to stay in this round. It's still going to be tough. And it looks like JDM decides not to go for the flanked angle over on Cat, and instead will push with his one remaining teammate out onto the site. Sean misses the cross shot. It's going to let Twist over to the door. Sean Garris can post up, but now he's lost another teammate. They're both stuck over here at Archers. He's going to let the CTs into the open, let them start retaking. Twist spamming back in, eliminates everyone except for Shazam, and Shazam doesn't get the instant kill. Now he's getting pressured into a corner, and Twist takes him down again. Another massive play from Twist to save Liquid as they just barely rally in this round. More importantly, rally from a 2v4 to once again keep them in the game.
Every time Liquid need Twist, he is just there, non-stop every time. He is their boy, and you can see why. As JDM just needed to stick that defuse, Twist had him. As Sean Garris needed to hit a shot there, and he just simply couldn't. And I said, now Misfits are going to have to take a save. So the big hurdle's done. There's still some small ones to jump through before Misfits get the rifles back out. But Liquid, they even made a misstep there where they pushed down B-Apps. Nitro left the rifler. The site was cleanly taken. But into this, looks like JDM will just post up towards CT, and Misfits, everyone bought smokes. So it is just going to be complete chaos with these pistols running everywhere.
Misfits will go for just an all-in attempt here. It's actually a pretty good smoke wall. Look at this, completely covers off everything. Because Liquid were playing the site so passively, it's going to let them get the plant. Ooh, and they're going to do this too. They're going to push aggressively. They get past. They can take control. Spam from Twist is good, though. Does great damage to Sick, brings him down very, very low. I'm not sure if they realize just how aggressively they pushed into this, though. And this could come back to bite them. Because we often see this done on pistol rounds, and the CTs will just flank through jungle in order to counter this. No, they're not going to run boost, but they do have vision up on top. Almanac just barely able to sneak in the kill against Twist. It works out okay for them. And now they've got it down to a 4v4. JDM's going to push back in. There was a great flashbang, but it's only a 1-for-1. They've cleared this out. The problem is now they've given up site control. This is the trade in doing this type of strategy, and unfortunately, it's not looking like they're going to be able to hold on to it. Staniswell executes the final 2 players, and Liquid once again hold on, giving themselves a 12th round here.
I like that from Misfits, though. Make it close, make him sweat. That boost in the smoke was brilliant to catch JDM. 3 more Liquid for OT. As Misfits still sit at ever so amazing series point. As maybe Almanac will buy an op for Shazam here. I mean, it will limit it himself, but Shazam's been playing very well, so full utility AKs. Of course, Liquid still rock those double ops. And with Sean going towards B, it tells me right away he's going to throw his utility, but it is going to be a later take on towards the opposite site.
Misfits are going to keep things very, very quiet here at the opening. Wind up, though, for basically a default A execute. After some delay here. Stanislaw has pretty good vision over the apartments, too. I think he's jumped up there to spot for it, so we'll be able to see that there's nothing there. Sean, in the meantime, though, he's going to go for a little bit of an underpass play again. He's doing this solo. Last time this was somewhat hit or miss. It basically just led to a 1-for-1 trade.
Oh, they're lining up smokes in the meantime.
And they've got someone watching connector, so if Sean goes in, he's probably going to have to do it late after this smoke setup happens. And They just make Liquid assume that they're going to go for a 5-man ramp play.
I think that's the play. And again, timing is perfect here for Sean. Elige will be focused forward, but yeah, he's still so concerned. Yeah, he is so nervous. He's willing to concede sight and to deal with this.
He's more so watching window than anything to try and catch an early flank.
Now Sean's going to go. Is he going to be ready for this, though? Comes down to timing. Sean, no, not ready for Elige, so that's gone. Now it's very one-sided for Misfits with only 3 remaining against 5 Liquid members, and they plan for themselves an A ramp.
Where is, oh man, they're going to take a big risk here too and having Devo do the full flank. So he's going to waltz all the way around. He's got to rush. He cannot stop. These two guys at Tetris are not going to stay alive for very long. They are absolutely going to get traded. Elige has already found one. There's the second. Devo, he'll arrive. Is he going to get here in time though? I don't even think it's planted properly for this. He's got a wide peek it, and now he would have to wide swing in order to get that one. So JDM takes him down. The flank does not pay off. And Liquid starting to look better and better here as they get closer to that 15th round. But Misfits, because of that save on the previous round, or because they chose not to invest in the op, they still have enough money for everyone to buy here. If they bought the op on the last round, that would have completely broken one of their players and led to an uneven buy. This time they can still fully buy. And
that's nice because they get a 4-round loss. And Misfits, their post plants are starting to fall apart. If you get 4 rounds in a row and you get 3 plants, perhaps it's the weaponry or just the post plants itself. As looking at now within 2. You have to think Misfits are starting to sweat here. Could have been a 2-0, but JDM makes the big hero play back on train where he wins the 1v3 Ninja. You think it's done. It should have been done. But here we are. As it smokes for Misfits, and I think they're going to delay behind it. Because you can take a peek on the map and see what Omnic's up to. So they're trying to make Liquid nervous. They're trying to pull rotations. They're trying to do something to make Liquid second guess their setups. But their aim is now coming back online. As here we go.
Here we go. They're going to move in for the execute now. Good smokes once again, but this is becoming a little bit repeated here. They've done this plenty of times already. Liquid will back up. They'll let them move back in. Actually, it's a different player this time. It's going to go for the flank here. Dominic this time. That'll try to attempt it instead of Sean. And he doesn't even go out through underpass. So
there's no one in connector either from Liquid.
Ooh, and the best part is Omnic could hear all this right now. He just takes Elige out of the air. Beautiful headshot from him. Now it's Misfits with an early advantage here. They've had this before, however, and have still thrown it away. So don't count Liquid out yet. Those fans of that team at home. Twist, look at this trade kill now. Sick moves in, trades it right back, and Devo finds another one. Nitro and JDM, the 2 oppers are all that's left. JDM picks up the first kill, tries to go for another, but Nitro will fall. JDM left alive, but no, he cannot hold on. Shazam closes out on the last 2 kills, and it's going to be the Misfits that take control of this best-of-3 series. They take the final map 16-13, and they'll push on to face off against either Complexity or CLG in the upper group finals.
If you don't think that's an upset, I'm sorry, it is. That is so big for Misfits. I mean, from struggling against Luminosity, BO3 to coming in here and defeating Liquid on LAN. And keep in mind, Misfits haven't played a LAN in 3 months plus. Yeah, it has been a long time.
The last one on record on HLTV was the one they played at DreamHack Atlanta when we looked it up, right?
Yeah.
So that was in July. That was at the end of July was the last time we saw them on LAN. And they show up here and they defeat Team Liquid in a best-of-3. Very well done to them. They almost took it 2-0 as well. If you go back to the second map there, they slipped up there. Yep. They lost a few very crucial rounds, and that was very much their fault that they lost the second map. But they came back beautifully here on map number 3. Solid performance from them. A little bit of trouble. I think they maybe got a little bit nervous when they got to 15 rounds and struggled a bit there to close out on the final round, but they still got it done, and they took it 16-13. So with that, they're heading forward into the upper group finals, and they can very well claim their spot at the major qualifier today. Only one more team will stand in their way, and like I just said, it's going to be either CLG or Complexity, which will be our next match here on the stream.
And Omnic, 26 kills, a player that's been struggling lately in this Misfits lineup. Some call for his head lately, but you know, that's however it normally goes on the Reddit and such. But I mean, he honestly played really well in this series. I was very impressed in comparison to their opening BO1s. Showed up when it mattered, and they will defeat Liquid, who are still in, keep in mind. But man, what an opener.
Yeah, just as a reminder, Liquid are not out of the tournament just yet. The minor formats are a little bit different as of the last 2 or 3 cycles now. It's a double elimination bracket after you get out of the initial GSL group. So Liquid are just in the bottom bracket. They're going to face off against whoever loses that CLG Complexity game coming up next in a best-of-3. And then they'll also, if they make it through that one, they'll also have to play against the loser from the next winners match too. So they got a lot of grinding to do. They're not out of the hot seat just yet, but I think they are finished playing for today. So you'll have to wait till tomorrow to see more of Team Liquid. There is a meet and greet, however, with Team Liquid that's going to be happening here at the venue. So for those of you that are here, be sure to stick around for that. And if you are in Toronto but you're not here at the venue, tickets I believe are still available online. It's only $10 a day to show up here and watch these matches live. So feel free to go ahead over and I believe there's information like HLTV and all that.
Smash.gg is the
site,
site, I believe.
Smash.gg is where you can also find information on how to grab those tickets and join us here. It's historic CBC Studio 4A. But that'll do it for this match, ladies and gentlemen. So be sure to stick around as we've got CLG Complexity coming up next right here for the America's Minor.